Hey everyone, and welcome to the Tesla Daily Investor. It is the 25th of February 2025 and it's about 10:50 here in London. And I just wanted to make a video today because I've been speaking a lot about my channel to my friends and families, and they wanted to know more about how I invest, what my setup is. So I thought what I would do is just make a video to let everyone know what my plan is, how I intend to execute my plan, and how I intend to go forward from here. So my plan is to build a $1 million portfolio. Previously, I've had this plan before, but I failed because I kept on investing in and out, buying and selling, and not really paying attention to long-term wealth building. So most of the time, my mindset was more of a trader mindset compared to a long-term investor mindset. I just wanted to say that I've been in some really, really good companies previously, like Apple, Facebook, Tesla, MicroStrategy, NVIDIA. But what I failed to do was I failed to add to my position, and whenever I saw a profit, I used to sell it very quickly. So I didn't really build much of a profit. I didn't build much wealth, and what happened was I just kept on getting in and out of the market. So eventually I thought to myself, this needs to stop because obviously I need to build some long-term wealth. And going forward, I had a plan. I had to make a plan for myself, and my goal was to build a $1 million portfolio. So that is the plan. That's my goal, to build the $1 million portfolio. And a lot of people ask me, what is your investment horizon? So previously I used to give myself unrealistic goals, like I want to make £1 million in 12 months, I want to make it in 6 months, I want to do this, I want to do that. It used to make me work really hard, but what used to happen is I used to kind of get burnt out and then give up on the project. So my outlook now for long-term wealth is to my investment horizon is now between 5 and 10 years. So anything that I purchase today, hopefully I won't touch within the next 5 years. So I'm going to keep on investing in that position. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to just keep it even during the bad times and the good times. If there's a market crash, I'm going to keep it. If the market is very bullish, I'm going to keep it. So the minimum term that I'm going to keep it is 5 years, and hopefully it's going to rise within that term. The maximum I'm going to try and keep it until is up to 10 years, but you never know what's going to happen between 5 and 10 years. But my investment horizon is a minimum of 5 to 10 years. So once you get your goal and your investment horizon set up, what you have to do is you have to make your money. So some people have been asking, how do you make your money, what do you do? So what I do is I have some freelancing work that I do in property. I help landlords refurbish their property and then put it on the market to get good rent. So it's a service that I provide. Is slowly growing and it's helping me to accumulate. It's helping me to increase my income much more. So after setting aside some money for taxation, because obviously, like any money that you make, you have to set aside for taxation. So once I've done that and put it to one side, paid off all my expenses, whatever I get after my household expenses, I try to invest it. So that's how I make my income. I have other streams of income as well. I do freelancing work online. So everything adds up. So some months I make a lot of money, some months I don't make a lot of money, but it kind of irons itself out. So my minimum income that I try to make every month is around £10,000. I'm trying to push it as far as possible to make it to go to £20,000, but obviously this will take a lot of time, and when I do get to that level, I'm going to be paying a higher rate of tax as well. So that's how I make my money. So basically, next question I get asked a lot is, how do I invest my money? So I don't just invest it in my general investment account. If you look at my portfolio now, you will see there's about £80,000 invested in my general investment account. So that was a bit of an error on my part. What I should have done is I should have invested it in a stocks and shares ISA account or a self-invested personal pensions account. So if I invest it in a general investment account, any gain that I make will be liable to capital gains tax. So any profit that I make, I'll have to pay tax on it. But if I was to invest this money into a stocks and shares ISA account, what would have happened is I would have been exempt from capital gains tax. So we get an allowance every year in the UK of £20,000. So any money that we invest within the stocks and shares ISA for £20,000, up to £20,000, any gains that we make, we will not be liable to any capital gains tax. So that was one of the errors I made. So going forward, what I'm doing is I'm maxing out my stocks and shares ISA every year. £20,000 is my intention. Once I've maxed that out, what I usually do is I will invest it into a self-invested personal pension. So basically, with a self-invested personal pension, what happens is if you're a basic rate taxpayer, for every contribution you make to your SIP, the government adds some money to it. It's called tax relief. So if I was to contribute £100 to it and I'm a basic rate taxpayer, I would be getting £20 from the government. Once I start to take the benefits of the pension, which is going to be age 57 from now on, I will be paying income tax on the money that I take out. So I will also get 25% tax free so I'll be able to take 25% lump sum tax free when I reach retirement age. So basically what I do is I try to max out my stocks and shares ISA. Once I've done that, I try to max out my SIP account as well. So that is how I invest the money to be totally tax efficient. So now that I know what my investment vehicle is going to be, what I do is I choose companies that I really believe in. So there are three companies that I really believe in, and those companies are Tesla, MicroStrategy, and NVIDIA. Basically, Tesla is because, I believe in the future, because I think the future is going to be full self-driving, it's going to be autonomy, it's going to be robotics, it's going to be battery packs, it's going to be, a lot of innovation. And Tesla is at the forefront of all the innovation. And the next company that I really believe in is MicroStrategy. And the reason for this is very simple. MicroStrategy is a very, very good software company, but they do have a very large holding in Bitcoin. And it's actually a Bitcoin play. So every time I'm buying MicroStrategy, I'm actually, buying Bitcoin in the background. So the problem is I would have bought Bitcoin directly, but the UK government does not allow you to buy Bitcoin through your ISA account or your SIP account. So to get around that, the best way to do it is to buy MicroStrategy. So hopefully when MicroStrategy does rise, when Bitcoin does rise, MicroStrategy will go along with that as well. So that's purely because I believe in the future of Bitcoin. I think it's going to play a big part in our future, in our lives, in 5 to 10 years time. Again, I used to be in Bitcoin previously. I had quite a lot of Bitcoin before when it first came out, but again, I kept on selling it. I kept on losing it. I lost track of it. So again, I wasn't very tidy with my investment, and what happened was I lost track of it, and then I lost the potential money that I could have made from MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. So again, I've learned from my mistakes, and now I'm investing heavily into MicroStrategy through my ISA and my SIP. And the next company that I really believe in is NVIDIA. They're like a very, very big AI company. They're a chip maker. The world is transitioning to GPUs from CPUs. So eventually, NVIDIA is going to be at the forefront of that. They've got some of the best GPUs in the world. And hopefully it's going to rise phenomenally in the future. So let's have a look at Tesla and the price movement. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about volatility, because a lot of people say I have a high volatility in my portfolio, and previously that would have affected me quite a lot. So if the market or the company was to go down like 50%, I would have been concerned and then sell the position. But what I've done is I've trained myself to, be aware of the volatility and not really affect me, and try and zoom out. So what is the price of Tesla at the moment? It's $331. If we look at the 1 day movement, we will see it's not a lot. It's like, nearly 0.5%. So if you look at the 7 day movement, we will see that it is down about 7%. If we look at the 1 month movement, we will see it's down about 20%. 3 months, it's down about 0.5%. So it's a very volatile stock. If we zoom out further, if we look 6 months, we will see it's up 60%. If we look for 1 year, we'll see that it is up 66%, and max over the last 5 years, we'll see it's up 632%. So what I do every time I look at this stock, I always zoom out from day one all the way to max 5 years to see, if I'm making the right decision. So as you can see, the fundamentals of the company haven't changed. It's just speculation that's changed. Short-term gains, short-term trading. So I want to avoid all that. So what I do is, I zoom out and look at the stock, and that really helps me to focus on my investment horizon, which is between 5 and 10 years. So the next question that I get asked a lot is, why do I invest every day? So the reason I invest every day is because I want to build my investment habits. So previously what I used to do is I used to invest 1 month, leave it for 3 months, then invest a month. Then, there's no kind of strategy. There was no thinking behind how I was doing it. So normally what people do, or what long-term investors do, is, they invest once a month. But there's no reason why you have to just invest once a month. If you want to, you can invest 3 times a month. If you want to, you can invest like 4 times a week, or like 4 times a month. So it depends on you. It depends on how comfortable you are. Some people like to take the passive approach and just do a direct debit, which is fine. But what I like to do is I want to build that investment habit, check in on my stocks, be happy with the volatility, be welcome the volatility, not be afraid of the volatility. Just like keep on investing and just get used to the volatility. So Tesla could be up 20% today. I'm happy with that. I'm going to be investing. Tesla could be down 20% tomorrow. I'm happy with that. I'm going to continue to invest. So it really helps you to deal with the volatility when you invest every day. So what I try to do is I try to invest every day when the market is open. And what I do is I invest 3 times a day. When my schedule is very hectic, I move that down to once a day. But every day I try to invest something. My goal is to invest £300 every day, when the market is open. But sometimes, depending on the amount of money that I have in my account, or the amount of money that's coming in, it's not really possible. But I try to keep it at £300 every day, and 3 times a day, £100. When the market opens, £100 in the middle of the trading day, and £100 before the market closes. So I try to do that, but there's no reason why everybody has to follow that strategy. What you could do is you could invest like £1 every day into the market. What you could do is, invest £1 3 times a day into the market. It depends purely on, what you want to do, what you're comfortable with. And you don't have to invest in Tesla, MicroStrategy, or NVIDIA. If these stocks are too volatile for you, you could like pick a fund. There's lots of funds in the market, like the Nasdaq 100, the FTSE 100, the S&P 500. So there are a lot of things that you can choose from. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to expose myself to the volatility, so I'm comfortable with holding these companies that are very, very good quality, but they're very volatile at the same time. And I just want to train myself to become immune to the volatility, because I know that Tesla, my price target for Tesla is 1000 over the next 5 years. My price target for MicroStrategy is 1000 over the next 5 years, and my target for NVIDIA, my price target for NVIDIA is 500 over the next 5 years. So potentially what could happen is these stocks could 3 to 5x over 5 years. So if that does happen and I'm continuously pumping money into a tax efficient instrument, a tax efficient vehicle, then I should be able to hit my $1 million portfolio goal. So it all depends on being consistent and choosing the right investment vehicle, and then just like executing the plan, not like being afraid of volatility. Just go in, believe in your investment thesis, and just hopefully go in the right direction. So that's my setup, that's how I do everything. So I'm going to be making another video this afternoon in to show my investment into these free stocks, and then I will see if I can make more useful videos in the future. If you have any questions at all, put a message in, put a message, send a comment or write a comment, and I will answer any questions that you have. And also, if you enjoy these videos, they're a bit rusty at the moment, I'm trying to improve it. So if you do enjoy these videos, they're very authentic, I'm hiding nothing, it's coming like I'm freestyling it. I've got a bit of a script here, but I'm trying to be as authentic as possible and trying to improve my presentation skills at the same time. So if you have any comments, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I have about over 1,000 subscribers now. So if you find these videos useful, if you want to follow along, if you want like regular updates, then subscribe to my channel, like the channel as well. Send me a message if you want to ask me anything, or if you want a particular video. It would be really, really nice to like hear from my audience. So I'm just going to quickly do a update on my portfolio. So if I look at my general investment account at the moment, it's just under 80,000, or just over 79,000 pounds. So at one point this was 120,000 pounds. So again, I'm not too concerned by volatility. A few years ago I'd be panicking, but at the moment I'm just taking it in my stride, because obviously my investment horizon is over the long term. Also, my stocks and shares ISA, I've built it up to 12,700. My goal is to max out the portfolio to 20,000 pounds by April. So fingers crossed I do that. And my self-invested personal pension is just under 1,000. So again, I'm going to be maxing that out as well once I've maxed out the ISA. So that's the portfolio at the moment. So it's near, I would say, 100k. So I've got to somehow 10x this. I've got my plan. So I'm just going to be pumping money into the portfolio, in like working really hard, like working as much as possible, trying to get the income, setting aside money for taxation, setting aside money for my household bills, and then once I've done that, keep on investing into this portfolio and try and build it to $1 million eventually. So follow me on my journey, and I'll be making another video in this afternoon. So I will see you or speak to you then. Have a good day. Bye.